In Devon and Cornwall, knife crime has jumped. The latest figures show that knife offences have increased by almost a third in the last 4 years. In 2017 to 2018, 47 children were charged with knife offences. This was a 42% rise from 2014 to 2015. Looking at the facts, there is definitely a spike, but why is it happening? In Devon and Cornwall Police, officer numbers have dropped by 16% over the last decade. A leaked document from the Home Office acknowledges the impact of this on knife crime. It said, "Unlikely to be a factor that has triggered the shift in serious violence, but maybe an underlying driver that has allowed the rise to continue." Andrew Taylor and his friend Reese Peppers were victim to a random, unprovoked attack. The story made headlines due to the viciousness of the crime.
Reese was coming down to Newquay to meet me, so we decided that obviously with us being down there we'd walk to the pub, and then from the pub obviously I needed to get some shopping anyway, so I was going to go up, then to the pub, have a few drinks and then come home. And that was the plan. We were having a few drinks, you know, Reese obviously bought some shots, you know, so it was Jaeger bombs, all sorts. But either way, you know, we didn't know anyone there. The boxing was on as well, so we watched a bit of the boxing. And obviously at the end of the night, basically we sort of got split up, because obviously he was leaving to get to have a vape, and I was going to grab my shopping and my jacket. So I grabbed my jacket, shopping. Well, we still think it's 15 or 20 of them all waiting outside for him. So obviously he's got scrambled. I didn't even see that happen though, because obviously I've got my jacket and thing, which is the other end of the pub. So then all I've done is gone to walk out the door, and as I've walked out the door, someone was waiting behind the walled door, and as I've stepped, my head's come out, they've gone bang and tried to cut my ear off with a knife. So they've tried to slice my ear off. I didn't feel the knife at all. I didn't feel a thing. All I thought was I was punched. So obviously straight away I've whacked the one guy that was next to me, and then obviously that's where somebody then has like tried to slice my. That's where they've caught my throat. So with the knife, the second guy that tried to swipe me, obviously I then hit him as well. That gave me the split second to get away. I got away. Reese by that time had joined me, so then we were safe. First instinct, call 999. Phone 999. They told me to ring 101. So phoned 101. They didn't answer.
Reese Peppers is 27 years old and suffered a broken nose as well as needing facial reconstructive surgery. Reese wanted to take part in filming but found the incident too painful to talk about. He has autism and stated, "I still haven't recovered mentally from the attack. The fact no one has been arrested has left me scared to go outside at night."
Sort of just everything is at face value. So what keeps going around in his head is, what did we do wrong? You know, he can't grasp the fact that we did nothing. So we walked all the way home, took a shower and realised I had massive gashes in my ear and my throat, so then I had to go to hospital to have stitches. And to be honest, even now I still don't really know why, because there's just no reason. I think they were just up for a fight. Well, straight away I've already had a letter of apology about the 999 call, because they've listened to the recordings and basically said that there was nothing I said wrong, which obviously apparently there were several key factors they've said that should have made them send out response teams and everything, so they should have dealt with it there and then. We've wrote letters to the chief constable and everything, and only after the letter did action start happening. So I've got no faith in the police doing anything. They do nothing but talk about on the news knife crime. Oh, it's so important we get to the bottom of it. The police just don't seem to care about the knife crime.
The Red Lion pub do not wish to comment on the incident, as there is an ongoing police investigation. Reese and Andrew both hope the people involved in the attack are caught eventually. Vinny Still was a 25-year-old supervisor at Popworld. He was also a victim of a knife attack, and like Andrew and Reese, his attacker has not been caught.
The night begun, just like a night like any other really. Went out to the nightclub, all was well. Everything was fun, I had a couple of drinks, a bit wavy, and then I was walking home, like quite a bit of a walk, it's a good 30-minute walk at the time. Intercepted by a gentleman with a hoodie asking for the time. Stupid me went and got my phone out and asked, I gave him the answer. At that point he tried to grab my phone. I resisted, and as I resisted, he basically pulled a knife on me kicks me and went for me, slashed my arms a few times as I put my arms up to try and block. I hit the deck, he went in for a stab on my shoulder, I pushed it, went into my chest. Luckily, there was a group of what I assume were students because of the area, came walking by and started shouting like, "Oh, what the hell's going on?" And this guy scarpered, he ran. Yeah, multiple stitches later, and this arm still can't move completely properly.
Chris McCarthy is 33 years old and has carried a knife since he was a teenager. When I filmed this interview, he was on the run from police for shooting 4 people with an air rifle a year earlier. He asked to hide his identity with fears that filming of this would lead to him being found. He was taken into police custody on the 13th of May and since has given me permission to share his identity.
Yeah, I carry one most days. Yeah, I have to. Protection, my own protection, their protection. If anything starts in the street, I'm always prepared. Probably more at risk, because they can always get taken off them, then they can get stabbed with it. Because they all think they've got something to prove, so they all want to get involved in drugs, selling of drugs, so they think that it's comfortable to walk around with one. Necessary. Definitely out of touch with it, because they can't track everyone that carries them, or else they'll have to put metal detectors in every shop just to spot them. More discreet, you can get away with it a little bit better, less suspicious. If they owe too much money.
Although the police did not want to take part in this film, I felt it's important to talk about what the police are doing to combat knife crime. According to Devon and Cornwall Police, they are using a mixture of stop and searches, metal detector ones, and school visits. Operation Scepter is part of a nationwide initiative in the wake of the spike in knife crimes. For a week in March, the police targeted knife-carrying suspects, and the public were urged to hand in their weapons. The police later revealed that the operation had resulted in 367 weapons being handed into stations across Cornwall and Devon. The police have clearly made attempts to combat the rise in knife crime, but are their approaches going to be effective?